This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, fans. Wednesday in the NBA. It's going to be Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics up against the New York Knicks. And that's all for now.
Thanks for tuning in for our Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Herman alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks. Presented by State Farm, let's take a look now at the Boston Celtics opening lineup. Ray Allen and Paul Pierce on the wings. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position. And for New York, Stoudemire and Turioff in the middle. Billups and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position. And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. Stoudemire outside. He's picked up by O'Neal. Clock at 6. Stoudemire gets to Turioff. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Fields. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Pierce.
What a steal for the Knicks a year ago, finding Landry Fields in the second round. He had a fantastic season, made the all-rookie team, and a really good all-around player. Rebounder, defender, and can make a shot as well.
Billups against Rondo. Outside Billups. The jump hook. We've seen a quick start here for the Celtics. Now it's sent it down to Doris Burke, who is able to catch up with Coach Doc Rivers.
Kevin, adding a few more pump fakes is what he is instructing his inside players to do. They are facing a good shot-blocking team, and if they can keep them guessing on when to jump, they'll be in a better position to get uncontested looks at the hoop. Not an easy thing to do with a shot blocker hanging around, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. So, Clark, they're thinking mainly about how to tackle the defense they're facing.
It won't be easy, Kevin. I mean, they're going to have to take a few body shots before it's all said and done. It's going to be a battle.
Steve?
Yeah, I like that, Clark. Body shots. I mean, go inside early. Try to pound them inside, and then you can play inside out at that point, but try to soften up that defense and make them move around a little bit.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And Landry Fields out of Stanford, his senior season, Stevie led the Pac-10 in scoring and rebounding. Yeah, Clark, I think eyebrows raised when the Knicks took him. How did teams not calculate the right way? How did they miss on that?
You know what I think happened was he wasn't overly athletic, and teams started to look at what they thought he couldn't do instead of focusing on the things that he could do. Smart, tough, averaged over 20 points a game his last year in the Pac-10. Made winning plays at both ends of the floor. I mean, he's at 50% from the field and 40% from three-point land his rookie season. And was an all-rookie team performer,
yes,
so
he was.
He's made his case where it counts most between the lines.
Billups dishes to Stoudemire. He kicks it to Walker. Stoudemire drawing the double team. They need this one. New York, no good that time either. Celtics leading by 13.
Well, it's been such a long, tough stretch for Knicks fans, but last season was a good one. Getting to the playoffs and finding talent in Amari Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony, a couple of superstars, and they handled their business on their home floor pretty well.
Now here's Anthony, following the shot by Ray Allen. Outside Anthony, and Allen picks him up defensively. Fades back. And it's Anthony again missing. You know, Steve, you're right. Those superstars you just rattled off have given the basketball fans and the Knicks themselves brand new life. And now they got a product, Clark, that people want to go out and see.
Exactly, and a pretty impressive home record that I think will improve now that those guys will have more time together, Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. 23 and 18 at home last year, and I expect that number to go up.
Tony Turioff, he's checked in for New York. Douglas comes in for Chauncey Billups. The Celtics also changing it up. Jermaine O'Neal is checked in for Kristich. And Delonte West is subbed in for Ray Allen. Now here's Anthony. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Walker. Back to Anthony. And it's good from the elbow.
Well, we'll see if that shot breaks things open a little bit. It's been a slow start.
hopefully that gets them on the right track here, Steve.
Now, last season, the so-called melodrama, as Carmelo Anthony refused to sign an extension in Denver, forced his way to New York in a trade. And the story really dragged on all season long.
And, Steve, talking, Clark, about the Carmelo trade saga, really an unwelcome distraction in a lot of ways. It hung over the players involved in Denver and in New York, and maybe took some attention away from the great season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there. I mean, as things tend to do in this 24/7 information cycle, it just kind of lingered and hovered and hung around. But in the end, he got his way. He desired to be in New York, a place where he grew up as a kid. Motivated him to get to that place where he kind of considers home. So I think it's a good fit. Unfortunately, it took so long to happen, but the end result is a good one, I think, for him and the Knicks and hopefully the league.
And making a change here, the Knicks. Stoudemire's checked in. Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and one.
I thought Kevin Garnett really bounced back last season and looked better physically. And remember, the knee issues have been a problem over the years, but looked great last year, and is always the key to that Celtics defense.
Here's O'Neal, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. O'Neal's got his second basket of the night. Knicks trail by 17. And for Kevin Garnett, among active players, the second most career minutes played after Jason Kidd. So, Clark, he's got some miles on that odometer.
Yeah, he does. But last season, he upped his numbers across the board, Kevin. I mean, he may not play till he's 40, but with his size and fire for the game, I think he's still got plenty in the fuel tank.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
Rondo's shot is off.
And the defender, the rotation came over, really seemed to bother him, and that threw that shot off.
The three from Anthony. Anthony missing again. It's stolen by Stoudemire. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Stoudemire's got his second bucket.
Defense wasn't able to get back fast enough to contest.
Well, they were caught flat-footed after committing the turnover that time, guys.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's the Celtics. They lead by 13.
And a good start.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway.
Well, the cream of the crop in the Atlantic, the Boston Celtics, I mean, they've ruled the division for the last 4 seasons, ever since the trade for Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Murphy. Glenn Davis out there with Green. Then there's Delonte West, and it's Wafer in at the 2. Well, the Celtics 13-3 last season in games against their division mates in the Atlantic. It's a good division, Steve, and the Celtics were right there. Terrific mark.
Well, the division was improved, Kevin, with the play of New York and Philadelphia, particularly in the latter part of the season. But they really dominated a year ago, as you said, 13-3. I think they will be hard-pressed to match that record this coming season against the Atlanta.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, when Amari Stoudemire signed with New York prior to last season, he referred to himself as a pioneer. The Knicks are back. We're going to start a dynasty approach program here, and today's the first step. At first, though, it wasn't easy. The Knicks struggled, and Amari spoke out. We just can't have guys complacent and comfortable with losing. We have to show more heart and go after it. The Knicks management got back on track. Carmelo Anthony came on board, and with the Knicks making the playoffs, it seems this is a team headed in the right direction, guys.
Amari's got the ball rolling, and we'll see where it leads. Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, a lot of excitement in New York City. Amari has really taken on the leadership role for this franchise.
And the shot is good. Here is Fields, looking for his first bucket of the game. Leads him in there. There's the block. Celtics leading by 15. Right side Davis. Nifty move. And he lays it up and in. Davis has got his first points of the night.
Kind of a strange season a year ago for Troy Murphy. Never made an impact for the Nets. And then was eventually bought out of his contract when he signed on with Boston.
Here's Wafer. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And this is turning into a blowout. I mean, everything's coming easy to them.
Yeah, and it's a party out there. They're just having fun, enjoying themselves. No pressure, just hoop.
And back to Murphy. You know, when he signed with Boston, he had another offer sitting in the wings from Miami. I wonder how hard a decision that was.
Yeah, it had to be a difficult one, and he very well could regret the decision that he made. Didn't see a lot of time for the Celtics, and they ironically were knocked out of the playoffs by the Heat.
They are bringing the intensity defensively.
And that's what full-court man-to-man's all about, intensity and focus.
West, and he zips to the basket and lays it in. West has got 4 points now in the quarter. Knicks trail by 20. It's stolen by West. Here's the break. Hammers it home.
This has been an offensive explosion, guys. They are on fire.
How about a volcanic eruption, a flash fire? And defensively, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. They just hope that they cool off at some point.
And Fields kicks to Douglas. Left side Williams. Shot clock at 6. From deep, Phillips. No good. And the Celtics go with it the other way.
Well, you look at the Celtics a season ago. They went 23-18 on the road. And, well, that would be a good mark for most teams. That was Boston's worst road record in the last 4 years.
It's stolen by West. And they're on the break. Finish off the break.
Now, they're playing so well offensively, and that's led to this double-digit lead.
Guys, no resting on their laurels. They continue to get after it as if they might even be down. That's how they're playing, with that kind of attitude.
Fast break. Here we go. And stolen by Billups. Turioff the pass to Fields. Billups. Defended by West. Tipped.
Well, he saw that kick out coming and really anticipated the play before it happened.
And finished off by Davis.
Keeping up the pressure here. I like that. When you have a lead, don't let up.
Yeah, this game could be over soon if they keep pounding it the way they are.
They're struggling to keep up.
Now we'll see if they can turn things around on this trip. They can't continue to come up empty.
Here's West. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Outstanding finish. I mean, that's not something you expect to see out of a guy his size.
Well, for a point guard, he spends his share of time, Steve, in the air.
Man, he really does. His vertical leap is off the charts.
The kick out to Billups. The three. That is good. Billups has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's his first three-pointer, so maybe that one will get him started.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
You got to keep everybody on the same page. They need to get their heads together. That's the goal.
For the Knicks, Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Turioff. Anthony comes in for Landry Fields. And it's Walker in for Tony Douglas. Releases from 15. And O'Neal gets it to go. O'Neal's got 7 points in the game.
3 straight hoops in transition now. They'll want to end that trend in a hurry.
Now, there's really no excuse for giving up easy baskets in transition. You got to get back and hustle.
Here's Allen. It could go. No good. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Celtics out in front, delivering the blowout.
Hello and welcome to this Wednesday edition of the HP Halftime Report. Boston leading against New York. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. Delonte West not having any problems out there. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And battling nonstop, the New York Knicks. They've done all the little things, made all the hustle plays, and that's been the difference. A nice start for Amari Stoudemire. They also love the output they're getting from Chauncey Billups. And now let's get the second half rolling. Here's Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Here's Billups. Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Billups and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Turioff in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Here's Billups. Now the pass to Carmelo. The basket good off the assist from Billups. 8 points for Carmelo Anthony.
You know, Chauncey Billups, guys, has never been a high percentage shooter. In fact, he's under 42% from the field for his career, but he shoots a lot of threes. And, of course, we know he can make a lot of big shots, too.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hey guys, well, one of the identifying characteristics of the Celtics, one of their calling cards, has been their tough defense over the years. Former coach Phil Jackson had high praise for them, saying they're going to smother, they're going to contest, and they're going to body guys. He added that these things you'll have to account for and plan for when facing the Celtics. Guys, not easy to do.
Good job, Doris. Boston always near the top of the league in defense.
And, Kevin, I think Kevin Garnett has the most to do with that. He's the anchor down there on the block. And as a team, they've put together one of the best defensive units in the NBA the last few years surrounding Kevin Garnett.
For the Knicks, Jared Jeffries. He's checked in for Turian. And it's Walker in for Landry Fields. And a new group in for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Kristich. Pierce comes in for Troy Murphy. Ray Allen is checked in for Jeff Green. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Von Wafer. Allen against Billups. The 3 is launched, and that one's good. Walker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
I think New York and Boston have a heated rivalry, and not just the NBA, but all the aspects of professional sports, guys. But on the hardwood, it was all Boston last year.
Allen for the 3. Gets it to go. Allen's got 11 points.
They're just trying to get out and outrun their opponent. That's exactly what's happening.
And I like the way the game plan is working quite nicely right now. I mean, they're running right by him and racking up a bunch of fast break points.
Here's Anthony. Stoudemire kicks to Walker. Drops in the tray. Walker's got his second bucket of the game to go. From the arc, and that one's good.
And they answer right back with that 3.
It's a good old shootout. The fans are enjoying this show.
Back to last season, the Celtics just had the Knicks number 4-0. They swept them in the regular season and swept them, Steve, in the postseason.
Yeah, so what's that, 0 for 8? I'm a math major, Kevin. Actually, I wasn't, but even I know that much. But not exactly representing New York well in that rivalry. And the Knicks fans, they want more than that this year.
Outside, Pierce. It's good from long range. Pierce has got his second bucket of the night.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor. This has been an offensive explosion, guys. They are on fire.
How about a volcanic eruption of defensively, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. They just hope that they cool off at some point. It's no secret what a Mike D'Antoni team is going to do against you. I mean, they're going to get it up and down the floor and try to score as fast as they can on you. I mean, that's who they are. It's a formula that's going to get you wins, but will it see them to a title?
That's good. Rondo's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Rondo against Billups. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Walker. The second chance effort. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's on Paul Pierce. No good on that one. A different look for New York. Sean Williams checks in for Bill Walker. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Chauncey Billups. And a new group in for the Celtics. Chris Ditchy's checked in for Garnett. Murphy comes in for Paul Pierce. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Ray Allen. And it's Von Wafer in for Rajon Rondo.
Well, Delonte West in this one, he has 15 points, and as his steals numbers show, his defense has had an impact.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, the thing you've got to love is how he baits the ball handler into thinking that he's got an open passing lane, and then he jumps in there once the ball leaves his hands and takes off with it.
It's stolen by West, and here's the fast break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over, and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens that way, it almost feels like a 4-point bucket.
And turnovers, Clark and Steve, have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Why does it always come back to food, Clark?
Murphy with the steal.
So a couple of poor possessions now in a row, consecutive.
And he flushes it through. Sprite Slam Cam with the replay.
Boy, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think it was more like a banana split, Clark.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Green, using his post move to get the 2 points. Green's got 5.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here. Just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high-quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
Kept alive. Kristich dishes to West. And it's Boston with another.
Now, we've seen this from him before. Once he gets going, look out.
Here's Douglas. Can't get it to go. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. What a game we're seeing from Delonte West.
Yeah,
Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, today's spark of the game, Delonte West. He's turned in a wonderful performance off the bench, and you have to wonder if their lead would be this big without his great play in this one, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He sure did stir things up for him.
Well, he was an injection of a different kind of energy out there. Got him going in the right direction and really gave him something the starters weren't able to give us.
well, give him credit. I mean, he was just waiting for his chance, and he took full advantage.
And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Pierce and KG at the 3 and the 4. Rondo and Allen make up the backcourt, and it's O'Neal in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option. It has been an erratic performance for him, just erratic. I mean, he's racking up the turnovers and has taken a step back for every step forward.
And Paul Pierce is not particularly fast or quick, but he's very strong and he's crafty, and he finds angles. He finds a way to get his shot off, and that's one of the reasons he puts up great offensive numbers year after year.
Douglas kicks to Walker. Gives him the lead pass. The kick out to Williams. Jacks up a 3. That's good with a Douglas assist. Douglas has got 3 assists now in this one. And back to Paul Pierce and what Steve was talking about, what you chimed in on with the way the Celtics play. It's a perfect marriage, Clark, between them because he can be so effective in that half-court game.
He really can be. I mean, he's versatile enough where you can use him a lot of different ways. You can post him, you can curl him off screens, or you can isolate the side of the floor for him, and he can get you good quality shots. And he's become a better playmaker in addition to being one of the terrific scorers.
That's a great observation. It's stolen by Allen. No one around, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Amari Stoudemire, he's checked in for New York. Jeffries comes in for Carmelo Anthony. That's good from Pierce.
Looking back now to the 1998 draft, I'm sure there are some teams that picked ahead of Boston in that 10th spot that would like to do that one over and maybe take Paul Pierce because he slid down that draft a little further than people expected, and he's become an absolute superstar for the Boston Celtics.
Douglas, the pass to Walker. To halt the run, Douglas can't hit. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What an offensive performance it's been.
Thinking back to Paul Pierce's draft out of Kansas, even at that time, it's somewhat surprising to see him drop like that in the rotation.
It really was. I can remember thinking about Paul Pierce and how I thought he was the one guy in that draft who really had a ready-made NBA positioning game. And to see him slide, that's why the draft is more art than science. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's all about what happens when you get to the NBA, and he's proven to be a Hall of Famer.
And historically one of the great Celtic scorers of all time.
Without question.
Douglas kicks to Jeffries. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Guys, the record was 37-15 for the Celtics against the Eastern Conference last season. Still one of the powerhouses, not just in the conference, but in the league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Sean Williams. Mason comes in for Bill Walker. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Tony Douglas. Now timeout called by Boston. Let me ask you guys, they're going back to the Celtics, eliminated by the Heat in 5 games in the playoffs. Clark, are they still a factor in the East?
Mm-hmm.
Steve?
Oh, yeah, they're still a factor. I mean, Miami is so good right now, but remember, Boston had an excellent regular season. They've got plenty of talent. They've got some good young players with Rondo and Jeff Green. And Boston will still be a major player in the Eastern Conference this year. Well, a great turnaround year for the Knicks a season ago, and it helped that they were in the Eastern Conference. They won 28 games against Eastern opponents.
Here is Billups. Left side, Billups. Moving the ball well. Stoudemire kicks to Mason. Well, 3 off the mark. Back to the Knicks, Clark. Those wins were part of why they were able to get back into the playoffs. They were very, very important in the East.
Yeah, they were. And they played well against Eastern Conference teams, but they also did a nice job in interconference play as they put up the most points of any Eastern team by a large margin.
Ray Allen is such a talented player. Had those early years in Seattle where he was brilliant. But in Boston, he really found a role on a great team.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Sean Williams checks in for Jeffries. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Roger Mason. Douglas can't hit. Clark, when you talk about the Celtics defining Allen's role a bit more, I mean, that's what good teams do, isn't it? Clearly define roles for players, even veteran ones like Ray Allen.
Kevin, you're exactly right. And, Ray became a much more consistent defender for the Celtics. I mean, you see that, and as you define roles, you can rein players in, and in some aspects, you can push them to do more in other areas. I think we saw it with Doc Rivers and Paul Pierce. From an offensive standpoint, encouraging him to be more of a playmaker and facilitator than just a bucket producer.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
For 3, gets it to go. Allen's got 28 points for the game.
Boy, the pace has been relentless. These guys have really been pushing it up, fellas.
They're getting a lot of transition buckets, really pushing the ball on the fast break here, guys.
We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. Straight up, Anthony with the bucket.
Boy, every time they drop it in, they do so from close range. Easy baskets.
Yeah, high percentage looks time and time again. And guys, and it's paying off for them the way they're playing this game. I like their strategy.
Allen for three, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
From deep, Billups. They grab their own miss. Left side, Williams. Troy Murphy comes up with the rebound. Boston dictating the flow. Ray Allen is on the wing. Fires for three. Shot's good. Allen's got 34 points.
And that ought to do it. That should seal the deal.
Yep, I agree. Closing it out with relish.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Von Wafer, he's checked in for Boston. It's stolen by West.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense. Boy, surprised to see that one stay out.
Me too, Steve. I mean, those are ones that usually go down for sure.
Up with it. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play.
Yeah, that's going to do it. I mean, this thing is pretty much over. They've played well.
Well, it has been a bit anticlimactic the end of the game, but sometimes that's the way it goes.
The three from Billups. Snatched up. Shot is good. But oh, it looks like this one might get reviewed. Very close on the release. And yes, the officials want to review the shot. They initially thought he didn't get it off in time, but it was awfully tough to tell. What a moment this is, huh? They may go from winners to losers just like that.
A very important call here to make. It hopefully is pretty clear cut here on the tape for the official. But from where I sit, this is really hard to say one way or the other.
Yeah, no doubt, Clark. I mean, these are not necessarily always easy to tell just because you have the tape in front of you.
So it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Ray Allen.